Alright, so I have a piece of an old high carbon steel file, and I'm going to try to forge a rat tail style striker for flint and steel. Got to start. See what I'm getting there. Getting that rat tail started. Starting to see it better. Try to really draw this tip out so I can get a nice scroll. Drew it out nice. Use the flat side and try to smooth this out a little bit. Trying to clean up my work a little bit right now. I'm gonna work on getting this cut off. Get rid of the extra material. This is going to drive some of the real blacksmiths out there that have proper tools crazy, but what I'm going to do is just wedge this chisel here in this little party hole, and I'm going to use that as a hot cut. It isn't perfect, but it works. So that's what I'm improvising with. Hopefully after the holidays I'll have some better equipment to work with. Got a nice dent in that. I'm going to let that cool off for a minute and I should be able to snap it right off. Easy enough. So it made a nice clean cut. Just try to compress this striking surface down a little bit. Alright, I've got this tip heated up, so I'm going to try to get my scrolling in there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. That little curl in there. Try to touch that up a bit. Touch it up with the hammer a little bit. Alright, on to the next step. Alright, before I go any further, I want to put a little twist in this, and I actually just quenched that little scroll. Just put 2 twists. Hopefully I won't make it too awful ugly there. Looks alright. Not perfect. But then again, I am quite the amateur. I'm sure that some people would say I need a vise for this, and I agree, but just working with the minimal tools that I have for this purpose. Let me see how it turned out. Let's see if I can get this to round off just a little bit. I hate the horn on this anvil, it's terrible. Got to start there. Alright, and then I'm going to heat up here and then bend it further up. See if I can't finish bending this. It's like one more heat. Try to quench the small part down here, so maybe I can focus the bend where I actually want it to go. Pretty close. Pretty close. Alright, you can see I've gone ahead and gotten this thing red hot. Put it in the quench bucket just very slowly. Here's what we got. Alright, so this is the finished striker right here, and all I did was just kind of brush it off with a wire brush, and I could definitely put this on my belt sander and polish it down a little bit, make it look probably a lot nicer. But my goal here today was just to see how quick and efficiently I could make a functional tool. I know there's all kinds of shapes and styles of these types of strikers. This is my personal favorite. I've always liked what I call the rat tail. It just seems to me very comfortable, because normally I'm striking with the rock on the striker. I keep the striker stationary, strike down, throwing sparks into my char tin, and this just seems to be a good shape for that. Anyway, let's test it out and see if I can make sparks. All right, let's use a little bit of this char cloth that I have here and see if I can catch a spark with the striker. This char was made by my youth group on our last meeting, so hopefully they did a good job of it. This rock's getting well used. I'm seeing good sparks, so that's a good sign. There we go. Stuff is really thin. But it's functional. And for me, that was really my goal, was just to create something that was functional. And I think that's functional. All right, well, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in for this quick forging of a striker. As I've said before, as a disclaimer, I am not a trained blacksmith. So this is me training myself, learning through watching other people, watching videos here on YouTube, and just picking up what I can and trial and error. I don't have proper tools, as you see, and I'm sure that there's some blacksmiths that are cringing when I'm using channel locks and vice grips and things like that, but just using what I can to improvise. Anyway, hopefully after the new year, I'll have some better blacksmithing tools and I can continue to hone this craft a little bit. I appreciate your interest. I hope you guys are doing well. I look forward to talking to you with another video as soon as possible. And until then, take care. God bless.